Welcome back, everybody. This is Unusual, live on a Sunday night. I am so excited. This con haul was so epic, we couldn't wait to do it at all. Had to get down here, had to do it tonight. There's a ton of books that we picked up. First convention of 2022 is in the books, locked and loaded. And we're going to jump right into this. There's a ton of books to go over. And I want you guys to remember, the age-old adage of time is money and money is time, right? We're going to talk about that a little bit tonight. You know what we're also going to talk about is I love foils, because we were running some foil madness tonight. Thank everybody for viewing and hanging out. This is a late night doozy con haul, and we're going to get started right away with basically the bin rescues, right? Digging through bins. What did we rescue? Well, you guys know I love foil. Spectacular Spider-Man 189. This is the gold foil version. Save that one. Near mint condition. I'm surprised at how many books I found in near mint condition. Flash by Night. What is up, brother? Thanks for being here. Good to see you. Vincent McLean, the comic machine, is here. Too much energy. Calm down. No. We are not calming down at all. Too much energy. I don't think so. This is so dope. Book number 1, Spectacular Spider-Man 189 gold foil. I don't think I've seen the gold foil before. Bam! And there's another one, 189. Awesome bin rescues in near mint condition. I'm happy to start grabbing a lot of these $1, $2, $3, $4, $5 bin books, because I'm really realizing the convenience of not having to pay shipping or buying off of eBay or anything else like that. Because you guys are going to see a lot of the same foil covers. Spectacular Spider-Man. There's another copy. Like I said, I love foil. That's a newsstand edition, if you didn't quite catch it right there, in the newsstand edition. But hey, well, why don't we grab another one? Direct edition, silver foil. So 2 gold foils, 2 silver foil of Spectacular Spider-Man 189. I feel like that book is really cheap still. So why not grab them while they're cheap? Next up, you keep talking about foil out of the bins. We pulled Spider-Man number 26. That great green cover with another foil over there. Man, like I said, I love foil. And I'm going to move quick through these cheap books because we got to get into the wall books. And if you guys looked at the thumbnail, Geek, you didn't miss much of anything. We're still going through those bin rescues because you know I love foil. And there's Web of Spider-Man 90, another great foil cover. These are all in near mint condition. I was quite surprised at how high of the quality of books were in the bins that we were digging through. And if you guys know anything about me, I love foil. Web of Spider-Man 100. Nice little key there, the spider armor. Rescued that out of a bin as well. And we're just gonna keep going with I love foil. Spider-Man 51, great little mini key here with the reveal of Riley's identity, Ben Riley, if I remember correctly. This is a great little holofoil cover here and a great little flipbook action out of a bin. I mean, yeah, why not? Like, I'm just gonna start grading all the foil books. Next up, this is like the $5 bin. No, we got a couple more $3 bin books. Spider-Man number 1 in near mint condition, like double boarded, and I mean, like, these guys are bringing their A game to these conventions. I am digging these little mini cons. I tell you what, these little mini cons, they're pulling out all the punches for these mini cons, and we're going to have to continue clearing the board and making room because the hits just don't stop coming. How do you leave that in a $2 bin or a $3 bin? Fantastic X-Men 24 Rogue and Gambit cover. Absolutely. Not leaving that behind in near mint condition at all. And then, if you guys had forgotten, I love foil. Ninjak number 1, probably one of the most chromed out foil covers out of the 90s. Variant number 1. I love it. I'll buy this all day long. I don't care. This is just a super cool, beautiful cover that I think looks good in the CGC case. And this is definitely 9-8 contender right here for just a couple of bucks. I'm like, we can grade cheap books because it's fun. We don't have to grade books because they're expensive. Speaking of books that are cheap and undervalued, X Factor 92. Oh, what's wrong? Oh, the blue holofoil variant. This is a nice little key. It's an first appearance of an Omega level mutant. I forget the name, but there was a blue hollow foil variant. Now, the Wolverine blue hollow foil variant is the one that everybody chases after. It was worth a lot of money. Well, it leads me to think, why aren't the other ones expensive? They're not. They're great little grabs. But if they're as rare as they are, why not grab them while they're $10? It was marked 20, got it half off for $10 in near mint condition, 9/8 contender, blue hollow foil variant. We will hit up this chat as soon as we get to the books. I don't want to keep anybody waiting. Keep the party going. I love foil, absolutely. Loose comics, I love foil. What's up, comic book people? And you want to talk about books that are hard to find? This one might kind of shock you for a minute. I have never seen this in the wild, and I picked it up regardless of the grade because I've never seen it in the wild. Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 1. This is the Target variant. I think if I remember correctly, there was like just about 600 of these printed or less. And I feel like at any grade, this is a book to pick up. This has been a ghost book. I've never seen this available in person anywhere. And I think I saw it once on eBay in high grade for a ridiculous amount. This is a good mid-grade copy, and snagged this for $10. Yes, $10. It's funny, they put $20 tags, and then on convention day they're like, oh, half off or $5 off. Maybe it was 15. I don't know. This is one of those books that is a ghost book, and I'm not going to leave sitting anywhere no matter what the grade is. When you're talking about 600 copies, Ultimate Spider-Man 1, what was it? Issues 13 and 14 were reprinted in here, something like that. Either way, kind of a ghost book grab. And for pocket change, hello, how are you? What is up? First Exodus, thank you, Geek Aficionado. X Factor 92 is the first Exodus Omega level mutant. Very cool. So now, those were the bin rescues. And definitely some books worth grading, in my opinion, at least for my collection. Daywalker, what is up? You did not miss out. We just went over the bin books right there. We'll go back over those here in a little bit, but we're going to push right through. We're getting onto the wall books, and good thing Daywalker showed up when he did. First up on the wall books was a extremely minty copy of New Agents of Atlas number 1. Couldn't leave this behind. Could not leave this behind, considering doing the old 1-2 bundaroo with the seller, bundling a bunch of books together. You kind of get a little bit of a discount, a couple bucks here, a couple bucks there. And for what this was tagged for and what I got it for, 9/8 candidate, easily gonna be a 9/8. Definitely cannot leave. I can't leave that behind. That's a really killer book right now. Speaking of killer books, if you got number 1, you might as well grab number 2 as well for pretty much the exact same price and the exact same discount. Here's number 2. I regretted selling my copy a couple of weeks ago, and when I saw it, I'm like, I got to add that to the old 1-2 bundaroo. So there you go. Flash by Night, 9/8 Target Ultimate Spidey sold for $200. Really? When was that recently? Because there's less than 600 copies in existence of that Target book. So maybe if it sold it for 200, it was like 10 or 12 years ago or 15 years ago. I don't know. I got to look it up, man. It's a really hard to find book. So happy to have it anyways. But now Daywalker, we're Solo Wookiee when you need him. Where's JD Nemesis Prime? Because we are rolling into the Star Wars books. And of course, now after Book of Boba Fett has done its thing, you get to see a lot more Star Wars books on the wall. And we talk about that old adage of time is money and money is time. Yeah, I don't mind digging through boxes and looking for books, but I feel like when you get to this point with some books, I am happy to sometimes pay an extra $5 or $10 for a book to not have to spend hours looking for it or driving hundreds of miles and then not finding it. Ooh, Flash, last month. I got to look into that then. It's been a while since I looked into that one, but still I wanted to grab it. So Darth Vader number 1, obviously, first appearance, near mint condition, gradable copy. Gonna send that one out. And if we got one copy, might as well grab another copy of that as well. Near mint gradable candidate. First appearance, Black K and Black Coruscant. No, Black Croissant. No, Black Caristan, I think it is. Either way, Vincent McLean, Darth Vader 1 hasn't really gone up in price much after the live appearance. Actually, it did, man. Darth Vader 1 was a $10 book at most LCSs. Now, after the show, it's $50 or $60, if not more, online. I mean, I was pulling as a $10 to $15 book at most LCSs before the show. Now it's gone up quite a bit of price. But you know what's gone up more in price than just the cover A is the Variance. Darth Vader 1, I believe this is the movie variant. Was it like a 1 in 15 or something like that? So gradable copy. Definitely going to send that in. Obviously, I'm cleaning and pressing this stuff. They're mostly black covers. These might come back 9.6s. Might even see some 9.4s. But for the prices that we were bundling these together for, we're shooting for 9.8s, but we'll be happy with 9.6s too. And if there's one, there's going to be two. There's another movie variant there as well. This con haul, I'm kidding you. This was the biggest con haul I've had ever, I think, as far as quantity of books. So, and if there's Darth Vader #1 variants in store, then here you go. This is the... Oh, I'm going to struggle with who the artist was on this one. I can't remember. It's not the 1 in 25. It's not a 1 in 50. I forget the artist name, but this variant was there and available. And I didn't have any of those. I've never seen any of these Darth Vader variants where I dig in my area of Michigan. So to add these two, yeah, there's another one. I told you we did the 1-2 Bundaroo, and we pretty much cleared out a bunch of Star Wars Darth Vader stuff at the convention because these variants in high grade, I one, don't even see them. Two, to find them in high grade. Three, there's another Darth Vader. So we had the director's cut edition, which has the additional pages in it with, I think the additional screenplay or something like that. Screenplay or script? It was just the additional script. And like we said, you are going to be seeing doubles because there is another director's cut. These are going to get piled together and get sent off to CG He. It's terrible. Good gravy. Let's clear some space here because we have still got a ton more books to go yet. We are right here with more Star Wars action. There is the Darth Vader action figure variant, and that's Darth Vader #1. Another cool variant that I don't get to see anywhere. And when you want to talk action figure variants, not leaving this one behind. You guys saw how the Black K action figure variant took off after the show, right? It took off. It took off and is non-existent at the convention scene that I've been to, at least today. Probably will be for the next several months. Can't find the Black K or Black Coruscant action figure cover variant anywhere, really. And it's gone up quite a bit. You got to find it online. So, I'm not going to leave the Dr. Aphra variant behind. And this is actually Darth Vader #25, but still, this is the Dr. Aphra. I don't collect the action figure variants, but for Dr. Aphra and for Darth Vader, I'm like we said, we're bundling things together. And when you're bundling things together, you just give all of it to me. And if you're picking up Dr. Aphra books, then you can't go wrong with a near mint plus condition of Dr. Aphra or Darth Vader #3, first appearance of Dr. Aphra, and those those awesome murder droids. So I regret I let a 9.6 go the other night. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to pick this one up and add it to the bunch. For what we bundled this together with several other books, I think we got about 150 into this copy, and this is easily a 9.6 or better. So I'm like, the rate things are going. This kind of makes up for the one that I let go of and lost a little bit of money on. But yeah, not going to stop buying Dr. Aphra books. I love Dr. Aphra too much. Speaking of not stopping or continuing to buy Dr. Aphra books, you know what's getting left behind in bins that people aren't peeping? Darth Vader #4, the Dr. Aphra second appearance. I found this not even bagged and boarded and is still somehow in near mint condition. Gradable copy of #4. So second appearance of Dr. Aphra. And like we said, you're seeing doubles tonight. 2 copies of this book. And the crazy thing was, I grabbed them and I'm like, these are still really crispy. And I cannot believe they're not bagged, not boarded. And I bundled this up with all the other Dr. Aphra stuff with this vendor. I'm like, this is awesome, man. He's like, that's a sweetheart deal. And I agree. And I thanked him tremendously for the deal. And then I looked at him. I was like, this is so awesome. I've never found any Dr. Aphra's second appearances in the wild. And then unbagged and unboarded. He just kind of looked at me. And I don't know if he realized that this is Dr. Aphra's second appearance. Either way, 2 copies, bagged, unbagged, unboarded, still in near mint condition for cover price at a convention. I'm like, this should be a wall book in my opinion. Whether it's a $10 or $15 wall book, I feel like people are sleeping on this one still. Where are people going to go when they get priced out of the first appearance? They're going to go to the second appearance. That's just kind of how I migrate. That's where how a lot of other people migrate when it comes to key books that they're grabbing. And if we're speaking to Dr. Afra, then we definitely picked up copies of Dr. Afra #1, her first solo title, which I didn't have any of yet either. So we're adding to this Afra collection. We're seriously adding to this Afra collection. So there it is, #1, near mint condition. I think I just have to clean a little bit of speck off, like just a little bit of rub in there, just a little bit. Just a little bit of cleaning for that book, not much at all, still near mint condition. And if we're speaking about cleaning, I am really, really excited about this. I overpaid for this because I have a plan for this book. There's a subtle amount of cleaning that it needs near the staples on the front and the back. I have an artist in mind that is going to absolutely hit a grand slam of a Dr. Afra sketch. Wow, took me a hot minute. That's how excited I am tonight. We have an artist in mind that is going to absolutely do a grand slam for a Dr. Afra sketch, and we want to do it at a convention where CGC is there so that we can do the full verification process and get it graded and get it encapsulated and set aside for the Dr. Afra collection. So I think I paid like 20, yeah, I think I paid $20 for this copy. I kind of overpaid. Very sharp corners, very excellent spine. It just needs a subtle bit of cleaning on the staples. Like you can almost see the shadow down here a little bit. Easy touch up with an eraser, an appropriate eraser. And we have the exact artist in mind for this. I cannot wait to see this pan out. Hopefully it works for 2022 and the stars align. So those are the bins, those are the bin saves, those are the wall books, that's everything we picked up raw, but it's not the last thing we picked up. Oh, Andy, haven't you been buying enough of this yet? No. Ultimate Fallout #4. I saw it when I first walked in. I'm like, I don't know. That sticker price, I'm not sure. But to grab another copy here, time is money and money is time when you look at some of these books, right? Like, sure, Ultimate Fallout 4 is not a cheap book right now. But I think things are kind of quiet, and there is one thing to really consider when people grade books of first appearances of characters like this. And that's what happens with the grader's notes, because in 9.2, you search for grader's notes. There is grader's notes. I didn't load the picture. The grader's notes for this book are simply just this polybag crease on the back cover. That's it. That's it. Polybag crease, you say? I know a couple guys. I know a couple guys that can handle that. I know several guys that have done a really good job using humidity and getting the polybag creases out on several other books. So I have I'm going to go out on a limb here and think that this could hit 9.6. We 700 into this copy. And I am going out on a limb here to think that with the appropriate handling from professional cleaners and pressers like Geek Aficionado, Gary, Impressive Comic Book Services, I think those guys could get this book to 9.6. It has one single tiny spine tick over here that prevents it from being a 9.8. So if we can get that polybag crease out of there, it gets the right amount of humidity, it gets pressed accordingly and cold pressed accordingly afterwards so it doesn't revert. That's probably what happened with this copy. Is I think the seller had this pressed because of the way the book looks in the holder. I think it's been pressed already, but I want to say that this probably the polybag crease in the back reverted back to what it was, or maybe a portion of it. So I feel like it wasn't cold pressed properly after it was hot pressed. Remember, when you look into pressing books and you kind of start to begin that journey of education of how that all happens, if you humidify a book and then you press a book, if you pull it out of the press without cold pressing it, it's going to revert. A lot of them are going to revert. That's just kind of a thing that happens. Jimmy the Geek Aficionado, if you're still watching, he can talk all about that. You guys got to go subscribe to his channel, check out his information on cleaning and pressing. I have a very serious feeling that this could be a 9.6. Now, hey, if it comes back in 9.4, there's still meat on the bones. We still kind of break even. If it comes back in 9.2 again, then we're gonna have to sit on this for a little while. This is a long-term hold no matter what. Like, it's $700 investment. Throw $50 at it for cleaning, pressing, shipping, regrading. You know, maybe we throw an extra 50 at it and express it. So call it an $800 investment. If it comes back at 9.6, if it comes back at 9.4, okay, I think you're a little in the red, and I think I had a 9-2. So I feel like I'm going out on a limb here and seeing this is gonna be the big trial for 2020 right here. This one is getting it done because I actually have 4 or 5 slabs that I want to send in to get CPR'd, and this is definitely one of them now as well. For the grader's notes to only say polybag crease in the back, buckle up, buckaroo, because this could be the really big unboxing. And you know what? There is a raw copy sitting back here that's about to get packed up to go out and get pressed and cleaned and graded as well from the Ninth Wonder we picked up off of Whatnot. And then also from Wink Inc., we just picked up a high grade copy of the second print. So it's about investing in the future and seeing where some of this can go. So that's the big get. That's a lot of comic books. That's the most comic books I've ever spent. That's how tongue-tied I am right now. That's the most comic books I've ever picked up at a convention in my entire life. I mean, I filled every folio box and filled a short box pretty much full of folio boxes. Let's hit up this chat really quick. I wanted to get through the convention hall real quick, then catch everybody in here, and we'll go over the books. We'll if I'm nothing, I'm at least human. Holy moly. We'll go over the books again one more time after we go through the chat here. Let's get back in here. Flash by Night is here. What is up, brother? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Too much energy. Calm down. I don't think so. After that big convention hall today, there is no calming down at all. Sunday night, never go live on Sunday night, and I could not help myself. We had to go live and go over this convention hall. It is No Obama is in the chat. What is up, man? Thanks for being here and good to see you. Geek aficionado, you didn't miss much. You got in at the very beginning. Keep the party going. I love foil. You guys know that I will buy foil covers just because of how pretty they are. I am a shiny collector. I'm not ashamed to say it either. I love foil. Absolutely. What's up, comic book people? Have you ever played League of Legends? I have not, Limo, but thanks for watching over on the Twitch side of things. That Twitch group and family can come subscribe on YouTube, and YouTubers can go subscribe on Twitch as well. We will continue streaming to Twitch also, especially the Whatnot auctions. That's going to be a really cool thing to do over there as well. Josh, what is up, man? Thank you for being here. Appreciate you every time that you show up, man. Luke, what is up? Have you ever played League of Legends? No, there apparently is a big League of Legends thing going on over on Twitch tonight. Don't forget to Hulk smash or Wolverine slash the like button, guys. Thank you very much for saying that. First Exodus. Yes, that X Factor 92 is the first Exodus, an Omega level mutant, which is something a lot of people were keen on at that when that Hickman run started. Who is he talking to? Karathan, we're talking to all of you guys in the chat. Now, on the Twitch side of things, I don't believe I can't see the Twitch chat here from StreamYard. I can only see the actually no, yeah, I am seeing the Twitch stream. Well, that's where we've gotten more interaction on Twitch night than we have in quite a while. It must be because it's Sunday night. But yeah, the Twitch chat streams in the live feed here as well as the YouTube chat. So yeah, we're figuring it out. We've been streaming live on Twitch for a year now, I think, actually. Holy moly. What's up, brother? Daywalker, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate you, man. Geek aficionado, absolutely. 9.8 Target Ultimate Spidey sold for 200. Somebody caught a really lucky break then, if that's the case. And yeah, you got to trust Flash by Night. He's reading from GPA, he's reading from another location like that. It's got to be good information. I'll triple check GPA, but I remember there's like 600 copies made, and it's one of those things that's a ghost book that you don't see I've never seen it at a convention before. So to find a $10 mid-grade copy, yeah, I'm gonna grab it. Why not, right? Minty Fresh, what is up? Nice grabs, yes. And then he's saying it finished last month, so I got to look into that. I sold Darth Vader 1 too early. I did as well. In fact, I think I sold 2 copies. And I'll tell you why I feel like it's early. We have not seen the last of that character. No, we have not. That character, that might be the last we see of that character on the Book of Boba Fett. That is not the last time we're going to see that character on screen. They've got too much money into that costume and too much planning. That was epic. Opening up in episode 2, walking on screen or walking into the screen. That character is going to come back. It's going to come back. If he does come back for Book of Boba Fett, that'd be great. But I have a feeling that we won't see him again until maybe the Obi-Wan series. Twist your head around that one if he shows up in the Obi-Wan series. Oh, too dope right there. And then if Afra's coming, you're gonna see him with the Afro series, and that has to be a thing. That you can't have him not show up in an Afro series. I mean, seriously. Darth Vader one hasn't really gone up in price much after the live print. Yeah, it really has. Before the Book of Boba Fett came out and before images dropped, before people started talking about Book of Boba Fett, Darth Vader 1 was a $10 to $15 book. I saw copies for $8 that weren't in super high grade. You look back at the beginning of 2022, or I'm sorry, the beginning of 2021, it was a $5, $10, $15 book at most LCSs, depending on condition. It is now a $50, $60 book. Some people in some cases are asking way more than that. It's gone up and it's holding and it's not going down. It's not going to go down. You're talking about a book in really high grade that is prone to having rub, giggity, having color rub on the back cover in the exact same places as Darth Vader 3. A lot of that run of Star Wars books in 2015 is just really prone to color rub issues on the back that make getting high grade copies difficult. Or at least if you're bin diving right now and grabbing copies, good luck. All of the high grade copies that didn't have color rub have already gone off to grading, are already 9/8, or already in personal collections. What's left behind now, 7 years later, is going to be that trickle down effect. All the highest grade copies are gone for personal collections or grading, and now we're seeing 9/6s and 9/6s and 9/4s. Still, I don't know if their CGCs or CBCS is giving any kind of leeway for that color rub. Oh, and did that color rub show up? Was it a printer defect? Either way, Remlon, Vincent, man, I'll disagree with you all day on that. I think that book has gone up quite a bit since the show started, and it's going to hold there for what is essentially kind of a minor character right now. Not even like a big character. Well, I mean, big in stature, but it's not like Darth Vader. It's not like Luke. It's not like potentially Dr. Aphra. But Hawk Wifey, what is up? Thanks for being here. I'm happy for all of you guys too, because this is just the beginning of convention season for 2022. Awesome finds, dude. We will go over these books again one more time here shortly. CGC me or CG me. There you go. Gonna be getting me a Darth Vader 3 tomorrow. Finally, there you go, man. Congrats. Pay close attention to that color rub on the back. Pay close attention to the staples, and pay close attention to the corners, especially the bottom corner. Sometimes can kind of have a little bit of a tear or pull, depending on how it's been handled. So no brainer. Daywalker says absolutely. Shyla and how do you already have a signed Saga 55? Hey, I'm glad you asked. Actually, this is not a signed copy of 55. This is actually just a print of the cover, not a copy of the book. It is just a print. New York Comic Con, Brian K. Vaughan was giving away free prints signed by him and Fiona at New York Comic Con. It's just a print. I wish it was a copy. I really do. Thank you to Paul Dunn for picking that up for me at New York Comic Con and sent it my way. Even had it personalized from Brian K. Vaughan. Super cool. This is going to end up getting framed and hung up on the wall down the line when we can make time for that. But glad you asked. I wished it was an actual signed copy, because when that dropped in New York Comic Con, I thought they were dropping signed copies of the real book. So I panicked like much everybody else. I don't have a lot of Dr. Aphra either. Dr. Aphra dive in those bins for the origin of Dr. Aphra. Dive in the bins for her first solo appearance or first solo title. Dive in those bins for her second appearance. Dive for the third appearance. There's a lot of really good Dr. Aphra keys in there. There's a lot of keys in the Dr. Aphra run that are being overlooked, that are still cover price buys in bins, and if not $5 buys in bins, maybe even 6 or 7. Some LCSs charge a little bit more, but there's a lot of great Dr. Aphra and a lot of great Dr. Aphra and Star Wars keys that are out there that are really being overlooked. And there's a lot of covers that aren't being talked about yet. Send it to the signing. I don't really collect signed books, but you're like the 4th person that told me to send it into the signing. For 140, you can have a remark pressed and signed by both. I actually had Skeff tell me that as well. I'm doing it with a second print. He's referring to the Ultimate Fallout 4. Skeff told me the exact same thing today. He's like, if you don't buy it, I will, and I'm going to send it into the signing. I don't collect signed books, but I might have to do it for this one. All kinds of good stuff there. Absolutely. Dude Without Fear. Foil is cool. And if you guys love foil, stay tuned, because we're going to go through these books again one more time. What signing are referring? I think he's referring to the signing for Ultimate Fallout 4. Skeff was telling me about. First comic haul. It's almost Easter. Mark, you're making fun of me because it's just the first one of 2022. We're only 16 days into the year, and it's the first convention of the year that I was able to go to. If there were more before that, then I definitely missed out. What is up, comic fam? We are Legion. Absolutely. Thanks for being here, man. Mark the Cuddy Sark over on the Twitch side of things says, yo, what is up, man? That's how you do it. You can view on YouTube and you can view on Twitch. Yep, Obi-Wan. Black K showing up on Obi-Wan. Yes, absolutely. Margle apparently was using super cheap ink at the time. So that's why you get a lot of issues with those Star Wars books, whether it be the spine getting a lot of rub, giggity, or the color rub on the back by the staples. So let's go through these books again one more time. What do you guys say? They're all out of order now. And like we said, we'll just go through the Afra stuff first. For those of you guys that have been actually looking on the screen and behind me, you know, the first solo title for Dr. Afra, that Gillen run, very cool. Yeah, I can't leave that behind. Can't leave that behind at all. Where am I going to stack all these up? There's so many books. And then if we're talking Dr. Afra stuff, the action figure variant, you guys saw how the Black K book took off, right? If you guys didn't, you missed out. That Black K action figure variant took off after the appearance on the show. And then I overpaid for this because I have not seen it and didn't see anywhere else in the convention. I think $20 was steep for this, but I definitely wanted it because the corners are really sharp. The spine is in perfect shape. All it needs is just a little bit of cleaning work on the front and the back by the staples. That's it. And we have the exact artist in mind that we want to do for a massive Dr. Afra cover sketch. We cannot wait. I hope this pans out. I hope this works. I hope this artist is going to land on one of the conventions this year where CGC will be at so that we can do the actual whole verification process. And it might come down to doing it via CBCS as well. Those guys, Josh and Cody and those guys are pros at CBCS. And if that's the only convention that lines up this year with the artist that we want to do this on and CBCS is there and not CGC, well, CGC is going to miss out on those fees then, because this is one of those things that we really want to kind of do for 2022. We've got the exact artist in mind, and I'm going to surprise you guys with that one. But if you're talking about Dr. Afra, don't sleep on Dr. Afra's second appearance. 4 different printings, 4 different printings, I think, is what Nemesis Prime was telling me earlier today. I think it's 4 different printings. Don't miss out on the second appearance. Cover buys. I mean, if you're paying cover price for this, you're in the win right there. If you're paying less, you're definitely in the win. I'm surprised that this isn't a $10 wall book right now, to be honest with you. Second appearance of Dr. Afra. Where are people going to go when they get priced out of the first appearance? They're going to go to the second appearance. They're going to go to the first solo title. They're going to go to the origin, a lot of those other books. So the fact that this is still not being bagged and boarded and is for $3 or $4 in a bin, and somehow I got lucky. These are still near mint condition. These are gradable copies. 2 of them. Yeah, not leaving those behind. And then if we're talking Dr. Afra stuff, we definitely picked up a near mint plus condition of Darth Vader 3. I think after the old bundle rule was done, we got this for about $150. At a 9.6, we're doing really well there. At a 9.8, we're doing really well right there. So not leaving that behind. And Darth Vader #1 with the action figure variant cover. Definitely not going to leave that behind. Like we said, we did a massive bundle for Star Wars books. And we're kind of going back. We're kind of going over like the wall books right now, and then we'll get into the cheap bin finds here in a minute. But then, yeah, Darth Vader #1, the director's cut. We had 2 copies of that. 2 copies of, I cannot remember the artist's name. I think this isn't the 1 in 25, or maybe it is a 1 in 25, and there were several different 1 in 25s. I don't know. I don't know how that worked back then. But there are several copies of that. Several copies of the movie variant right there. And oh, while we're at it, we're grabbing first printings of #1 as well. These are all gradable copies. I mean, if they all come back 9.6, I'll be happy. But we're definitely shooting for 9.8s. They're all really, really pretty, but they all kind of have. I'm surprised at the lack of color rub on the back of a lot of these, which is what gives me hope for 9.8s. But if they come back 9.6s, I mean, these things have been bouncing around in bins for a while, and they're just now starting to hit the wall. Speaking of wall books, New Agents of Atlas #2, not leaving that behind at all. There's the other director's cut right there. And then here's the other variant for that one. God, I cannot remember the artist. Portaccio. 1 in 25, Wallace Portaccio. Double Low, what is up? Thank you for being here. Speaking of great people, Double O was actually at that convention today. Good to see you in person. I feel like I've seen you in person once long ago, but we'll call this the first appearance of Double O today. That was awesome. That is the 1 in 25 Wallace Portaccio variant. So we've got several copies of that. And then the movie variant as well. There's another copy of that. And then another copy of issue 1 in near mint condition. And then there is the other one to round that out. So another set of new Agents of Atlas going out to CGC. Both of these near mint plus condition, like 9/8 candidates. So at $40 a copy, or 45 a copy, I think, after I did the whole bundle with the Star Wars stuff with this vendor. I mean, that's kind of like a no-brainer, in my opinion. Like, I'm willing to send these to CGC and sit on them for a while, or wait until CGC finds them in the shipping area and then finally grades them. So, not to mention, also, I mean, this seller, everything's double boarded and bagged in high quality bags, like almost not quite Mylar, sturdier than the bags that I'm used to seeing, and almost to the quality of Mylar, but not quite there. But like, all of these boxes were like organized to perfection. I mean, you're looking at short boxes that have padding down the sides, so nothing's shimmying in there too much. And all these books double bagged and boarded. My heart was happy to see some really high attention to detail. Bins full of 10, 20, 30, 40, $50 books. Yes, now we're talking. And then we get into the like $1, $2, $3, $5 bins, the fun bins. And when was the I mean, I've only seen a couple of these in person and never one that was in a near mint condition. Near mint plus condition, if this should be a 9.6, 9.8. Really good quality. I think we paid 15, and definitely going to send this to CGC. I've seen copies of this on eBay, but never in this high a grade. And I don't even know what the graded ones go for. Probably not much. But if the Wolverine Blue Era variant goes for a lot, then at some point this might get there. Probably not, but like, this was the first appearance of that Omega level mutant we were talking about earlier that I've already forgotten about because it is Sunday. The day is over. We still got a couple more packages to do up tonight. But before we do that, we're going to go all ninja with a Ninjak #1. This is probably one of the coolest holochrome foil type covers out of the 90s. This is really cheap. This is a really cheap cover and super high grade. Like, definitely something I'd like to get graded, and I'll buy the 9/8 off of online somewhere too, because this is just kind of a fun book. And then, speaking of fun books to not leave laying behind in a cheap bin, is X-Men 24, that great Rogue and Gambit cover. I'm surprised to find that in a $3 bin in near mint condition. And then we talked about the Ultimate Spider-Man, the Target variant, like 600-ish copies ever produced. So whatever the 9/8 went for, that's fine. I don't know if the book softened up quite a bit or what, but this seemed like it was a really expensive book a while ago. And with only 600 copies, this is like a ghost book in ghost book in high condition, and a ghost book just all around. So to have a decent mid-grade copy of this for like $10, yeah, why not? And then just all sorts of good kind of foil goodness out of like $2 and $3 bins right there. Spectacular Spider-Man 189. No, you're not seeing double. There is just plenty, like silver foil variant, or not variant, but the silver foil and then the gold foil. And then I'm not leaving this in a $5 bin. No, this is near mint condition. Not leaving that one in there. That's that green variant. And then I love foil, and Spider-Man #51. This is where Ben's identity is revealed. This is a great hollow foil cover that I don't see anybody talking about. It's a decent little like a mini key, right? That's kind of fun. I'm not going to leave that in a $3 bin. Web of Spider-Man 100 with that spider armor. Definitely not leaving that in a $3 bin in near mint condition. And then Spider-Man 26. Not leaving that in a $3 bin. Great hollow foil or holochrome or the foil covers. And then 2 more copies, another silver and another gold of the Spectacular Spider-Man 189. Sure, they're cheap books. They're not expensive. They're heavily printed. But I love foil, and I love not having to pay shipping on near mint condition books, and I love newsstands as well. So, like, yeah, I'm going to grab these out of the cheap bins because they're just fun books to have. Holy moly. And then to wrap it all out, if you guys have shown up late and did not see it, the Ultimate Fallout 4 9.2 that we grabbed, 700 cash. And the only graders notes that are on here are the poly bag crease on the back. That's it. Just probably not going to be able to see it. Not with all this glare. Not with all that comic bling. I tried. So it's pretty easy to see in person. Just the poly bag crease on there. And then the book has one extremely small spine tick right here in the Iron Man's armor that's going to keep it from being a 9.8. Feeling pretty good about saying that I'm going to point out to the stands out there and say I'm going to hit that ball right there, right to that 9.6 category. I feel like in the right hands, this has a really, really solid shot at being a 9.6. And this book only has legs. This book only has legs going forward. Yes, Flash by Night. You blinked and missed that UF4 the first time. There it is. And this just seems to be the last several months of just UF4 books falling in my lap. We've got a raw copy that's going to go out and get graded here soon. And then we've got a second print coming from Wink Inc., his last Whatnot sale, that's in really high grade, like 9.4, 9.6. We picked that up. That's going to go out. And then this is going to get CPR'd as well. That's going to put us at like 4 Ultimate Fallout 4 copies that we're going to keep long term. So 3 first prints and 1 second print. So I can't wait to see how that pans out. But holy moly, let's hit up this chat one more time. And it just dawned on me. This is pretty interesting to see as well here. So the vendor that I grabbed the Darth Vader 4 from, I applaud the enthusiasm, but this was on the bag before. Dr. Aphra TV series soon. I applaud the excitement, but I feel like it's a solid 2 years before we'll see Dr. Aphra on the screen at the earliest. All of 2022 and probably most, if not all of 2023, before we'll see a Star Wars series drop that could potentially have Dr. Aphra on screen. That's just my guess. I highly doubt Dr. Aphra is going to show up on screen this fall. So the likely earliest possibility of Dr. Aphra dropping on any screen as far as a cameo or a split, just maybe a shot of the back of her head, and it's like, oh my God, could that be Aphra? I'm like 2023, fall/winter of 2023 would be the earliest. So we're looking at 2 years. I feel like there's going to be another solid buying opportunity for Dr. Aphra stuff. I feel like right now that buying opportunity is closed unless you're finding the really, really, really good deals at conventions where some vendors just want to move the high grade books that they have that they're not interested in sending in to get graded. And I got lucky. I found one. The other vendors that were there that were running that book were running like 9.2s and 9.4s for that price, if not more. And I could see the challenges that the books have, and I was like, well, I'm not going to submit that. And so I found one copy that I was willing to grade, and almost bought a CBCS 9.2 with the verified check mark on it because the book presents like a 9.8, but it had an interior tear, an interior page torn, and I'm like, the book's too pretty to let go of. And I think it was like 140 or 150 bucks, and I'm like, I don't know. At the end of the day, I passed on it. Maybe it'll be there next month and I could grab it. But the one thing that I passed on that I wish I wouldn't have passed on today at this convention was a near mint plus copy of Saga #1. Beautiful, sharp corners, extremely clean cover, front and back, $400. I didn't want to pass on it, but I also don't have that kind of funding available after all of this. And hopefully it'll be there next month or the month after. The vendor is a regular at this convention, so hopefully it'll still be there because I don't like leaving Saga copies left behind at a convention, and I don't think it sold before I left, and I didn't stay for the whole convention, but I don't see many people walking in and dropping $400 on a book in the last half an hour of a convention. It's possible. Maybe it got traded. I know they do a lot of trading. Hopefully it's still there next month when I go back. But that's what is up. That is the first convention haul of 2022, and it was so epic. I couldn't wait to do it. I mean, just 2 or 3 stacks of books in a slab, an epic slab. I couldn't not talk about it tonight and hang out with you guys. I hate it when things soften up. Yeah, definitely. What is up, Double O? Good to see you. Hey, Mark, good to see you. Thanks for being here. It is time to go to bed and get ready for work tomorrow. Oh my God. Yes, for Bendis and the cover artist. Is it Megan? I don't know. Marvel was using super cheap ink at the time. Yes, that is exactly what was going down with that. That is the 1 in 25 Wallace Portaccio talking about the Darth Vader #1, the 2 additional copies that we grabbed. I wouldn't sleep on Darth Vader #2 with the preview cover of issue 3. That is correct as well. Darth Vader 2, grabbing those copies as we can find them with that Dr. Aphra preview at the back. Yeah, that's a great collectible to have for any Dr. Aphra fan as well. Blinked and missed the UF4 the first time. Well, hopefully you guys don't blink and miss when we get that CPR and get that sent back. It could be several months. It could be several months. Got through that one real quack. Yes, we quacked ourselves right through that. But it is time to call it a night. It is time to hit the sack. I want to thank everybody here for hanging out on an impromptu Sunday night, like epic Comic-Con haul. This might be a regular thing through 2022. These conventions I'm finding are like once a month. And so maybe one big mega haul a month. I don't know. We got to look into this. I know we're going to another convention in a different state next month. Going to meet up with the old Uncle Skeff and hang out with him for a day. He had that saga at the last show as well. I was able to pick up Somebody's Killing the Children for a great deal from that guy. Yes. So Double O, if you know him, tell him that saga book is sold next month at that convention. I don't have his contact information, but if the interior and the back cover are as minty as the front cover was, that is definitely going to get added to the CGC send-off list for us. I hated leaving that one behind, but he was the same vendor that I picked up this 9.2 Ultimate Fallout for. I hated leaving the saga behind, but honestly, that Miles with those Graders notes, I couldn't leave that behind either for a shot at that. You know what I mean? Either way, you guys know how I'm going to do it. It's been a great Sunday night. We'll clip the beginning of this as some micro content at some point. I got to get better at that. That's definitely something that takes a little bit of time, but not too much. So this connective tissue that we call comic books is a fantastic thing, right? But the most fantastic thing are all of you all day, every day. But the most fantastic part, to never forget, be original and take care of each other. You guys have a fantastic Monday. Oh my God, it's Monday. We better bounce out and bail out now. See you guys tomorrow night for a massive, massive CGC unboxing full of variants. It's sitting up there on the shelf. I cannot wait. So there's some great Star Wars variants in there. There's some great whatnot variants in there. There's some killer books. There's even a Punisher grail of mine in there. I cannot wait to dip into that. So tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, we are live again for a CGC unboxing. We're blind CGC unboxing. I can't wait for that. You guys know how I'm going to do this, right? I'm going to go peace out. I'm going to go pinkies out. I'm going to catch you all on the next one. And don't forget, like we said, stay original. Take care of each other. No, that definitely is not the right one. This is totally Monday already.
Be excellent to each other. And party on, dudes.
Excuse me while I change. The roller boogie has made me sweaty. Yeah, sweaty. I love gold.
Switch to targeting computer.
I love gold.
Stay on target.
I love gold.
Stay on target.
I love gold.